And we are live. What is going on, people? ActivesiN here. We're back with another week of Team Red Talks Nintendo. We got a special guest with us tonight, Mr. Rob from Rule of Two Review. How are you doing today, buddy?
Good, man. Super stoked. Haven't chatted with all you fine blokes in a while, and I'm super to be a first-time guest on the podcast and talk Nintendo.
And of course, we have Kuuppon and Nia here as well as usual. How are you guys doing today?
Doing awesome. Just got off work and I'm ready to talk about some Nintendo stuff. So let's do it.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty excited for tonight. We got some pretty heavy topics tonight. I say that every week, but we always find a way to pinch out all of the Nintendo things and bring it to Team Red Talks Nintendo. So I'm excited. And I'm especially excited to have Rob on the show because he's one of my favorite people to watch on YouTube. So you guys should definitely check him out because he has some good things to say. So let's get started.
Thanks for the plug.
Yep, definitely.
So we'll start off in the world of Miitomo because Miitomo's killing it right now. Miitomo has over $4 million, not dollars, more than that, 4 million downloads, and Nintendo is raking in $280,000 per week from Miitomo microtransactions. I guess people really love buying Miitomo clothes, so this is pretty impressive.
I'm sorry, those clothes are that heat though.
I played that little Miitomo drop or whatever the hell you got, and I got a couple of those ninja costumes. I still can't get that damn sword though. That thing is hard to find. But this is pretty crazy. Like, if you were wondering why Nintendo was going to go towards mobile, this is your answer. People love microtransactions right now when it comes to the mobile world, and they have found a new revenue stream, it seems. What do you guys think about this?
I think it's funny how reluctant Nintendo to go to the mobile side, and now that they've actually done it, they are definitely reaping the benefit of catering to that particular market. Because I mean, like I said last show, I was actually one of the people who I knew Miitomo was going to take off in Japan, because people in Japan, they love their smartphones, they love their handheld things, and they love to tinker with little applications like that and stuff like that. But I was kind of iffy on how we do in the West, because in the West, we like stuff like that, but it's you just never know. Sometimes we're just so fickle, right? And so the fact that it's doing well in both this region as well as Japan, I'm actually pretty excited, because I'm of the I know there's a lot of people who don't really want Nintendo to do the mobile thing, because I guess if they're too fruitful in the mobile market, then all of a sudden they're going to just forget about us. Some people think like that. But I'm actually of the mind that more money means more good stuff for us. That's just my opinion. So if they're doing really well in the smartphone market, and they're making this kind of money on just Miitomo by itself, when they really start kind of racking in the bucks from their smartphone offerings in the future, then that's only going to bode well for people who are diehard fans of the company. Because obviously with more revenue, you'll be able to take more risks, you'll be able to do more things, potentially open more studios, and just create more opportunities to do stuff because you have money,
maybe hire a team to do virtual console, maybe.
They should have the virtual console games on all the platforms. Yes, maybe.
Right. Them having an extra revenue stream it's only gonna benefit us in the end. Obviously, Nintendo makes more money, blah blah blah. That's great, but I don't really care about that. I care about they having enough expendable money to spend on games. Whereas I guess on the Wii U side, they didn't make enough to give us more games on it, I suppose. They had Amiibo, but that came later in the generation. But now they have Amiibo and Miitomo and whatever other cell phone stuff they're gonna bring. This is another pillar for them to rely on, just in case. So I think it's a really good thing. I don't see why people would be upset about them going to cell phones. I get it, maybe you don't want your Mario game or whatever going to cell phone, but I don't think that's the way they're doing things anyways.
See, and I don't ever think that was going to be, when they first announced stuff like this, I pictured pretty much, Nia, exactly what you said. They were trying to find a way to just money. And people's fear, I get that people had the fear if they start doing this, they're going to become a cell phone company and a mobile game company. That was exactly what people were saying, which was just jumping the shark way too soon. And really Miitomo has proven that even though it took them a while to adapt it, kind of like Nia, like you also said, like Nintendo's thing is they may wait like way too long to do something that everyone else is doing, but typically when they do finally jump on board, they end up doing those things better than other companies. And that's kind of what it seems like is happening. I mean, we only have the one app to go on.
Right.
And I'm going to straight up admit, you guys can like kick me out of the podcast if you want. I have not downloaded Miitomo.
Oh, really?
Don't feel bad.
Yeah. I don't know if or when I would. My whole thing with Miitomo is like, I'm curious about it, and I always believed it was going to be a good thing. But I never thought it looked very interesting just to me as a gamer Nintendo fan. But at this point, with the My Nintendo having started and now Miitomo's out and it's like really doing a lot of things that people are super digging, I feel like if they show us that maybe Miitomo will like tie into the network for like when the NX comes out and maybe Miitomo and My Nintendo are like really connected, then I might download it. Right now, I'm just like I'm too afraid to get like addicted to like like you were saying like ninja clothes for my knee and stuff like that.
Right.
It's too just intimidating. I just don't want to get into it just yet. But still, to echo what you guys were saying though, I think that people are just way too quick to be negative about something. But I always kind of knew in the back of my mind that this was a smart thing for Nintendo. They know how to find ways to make money, even when they make other mistakes outside of this. And I think that this can only be like super good for them going forward and help them make better games and be a better company.
Right.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how I feel too about the whole Universal Studios thing. It's like, hey, if that's gonna bring in some extra revenue,
hey,
and,
all for it.
like Alex said, you could get these studios that are dedicated to making virtual console titles happen. Then hey, let's do it.
And they brand their name too, because like right now you only know Nintendo if you just know video games or if you walk into like GameStop.
Right.
But if you get families who don't really like pay attention to gaming too much, who just go to Universal Studios and they're like, oh, there's the Mario ride where he fights Link and Bowser, he lights people on fire. That's awesome. And then they're like, wow, Nintendo's really cool all of a sudden. And different people see your characters.
Yeah, it reaches a whole different audience, which is why I'm so like ecstatic that they're actually making a theme park, because I think that's like the coolest thing ever.
That's awesome. it's something we've all wanted anyway. Like, let's be real, we've always wanted a Nintendo land in person that we can go to and ride.
Yeah, that's the thing. Do you guys think it'll be like a Nintendo World, like the Harry Potter thing? Is that what you think?
The way that it sounds like they kind of were like,
because I think they have their own section of Universal just for them.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, it's kind of gonna be like that. They're gonna have their own little deal. It's not gonna be like there's gonna be like a Luigi ride in the middle of like the park.
Right, it would be like a Nintendo corner of Universal essentially.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
Cool.
I love that.
But it's coming out of the way like 2020, so we still got a ways to wait.
Yeah, it's far.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
that's a ways away.
By
the time 2020 comes, I'll probably have like a toddler.
Well, then you have an excuse to go.
Better reason.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of it for Miitomo. It's doing good. It's good that it's doing good. Hopefully, it results in us getting more games in the long run that way. But
money is good.
Yeah, money is always good. Losing money, not so much, but getting money.
Not so much.
But next thing we got, we're going into the NX rumors, people. Here we go. So many. We only picked a few because there's just too many. But this one comes from our good buddy Tillman from Till Domination on YouTube. He has apparently sources that Metroid NX is coming in 2016, or at least news about it, and it's gonna come around the same time that we have the NX. So this is pretty interesting, considering the Metroid team said it takes 3 years to make a Metroid game, and they haven't started yet. So I'm assuming what this means is we're just gonna get an official announcement that a Metroid is coming, but will we have to wait 3 years? That's the question. What do you guys think about this?
I think at most it'll be like an announcement or something. Like, like you said, like Tanabe already said that they're not even making one right now. Like, they haven't even started the development, unless he lied. Because then if he lied, then I'm going to be low-key mad, because people were so upset when he said that. Oh my god.
And it's not impossible to think he was lying about it.
Yeah, or at least just trolling us.
Yeah.
Because like it is the 30-year anniversary of Metroid, and I really find it hard to believe that the only Metroid thing would be Federation Force.
Yeah,
no, it's not like they've missed. They've missed Metroid anniversaries.
Yes, don't.
Sorry.
That's
what?
For Metroid on the new 3DS. That's the.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's the highlight.
But they've missed Metroid anniversaries before. Let's not kid ourselves.
That's true, but the 30 is pretty important, I think.
They didn't celebrate the 25th.
That's true.
That's very true.
Because Metroid and Zelda have the same big anniversary years.
Yeah,
they did the whole orchestrated thing for Zelda 25, but they didn't do anything for Metroid.
Yeah, and Mario had some celebrations. They did some Mario the 30th. That's why Mario Maker came, right?
Yeah, Mario Maker was a celebration game.
Yeah, so then there's that. So I have a theory when the Metroid thing and what Tanabe said, and I don't necessarily think that he was like straight up lying per se. But I do remember paying attention, like, if you guys remember when he said those quotes, and I think it was at E3 last year, and he's like, oh, like, you know, it takes a long time to make a Metroid Prime game, and it's like at least 3 years, so we're just not working on that right now. What I noticed is he super specifically said Metroid Prime.
Right.
And Metroid Prime, although it's the best series of Metroid games, is only one series of Metroid.
Yeah, true.
So, I mean, it's possible they could be working on like a side scroller or something that's more like third person or just like a different Metroid game that they're not going to. Yeah, even that. Hell, I'd take a Metroid. But something that just isn't Prime, and so maybe he was like being really like tricky with his words,
right?
And everyone kind of looked at it. It's sort of wishful thinking, but there could be something to that. You know, I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what I got out of that.
Right, it could be something like a Metroid Other M or something like that.
Yeah. Like I always said with Other M, and I know you bought it like a year ago, and I know you hadn't played it. I'm curious if you ever got to Other M, but even though that game has,
I've been had Other M. I bought it a long time ago.
Did you play it and beat it? And
I haven't.
Did you like it? Okay.
I didn't like it, so I didn't finish.
Yeah. That's cool. A lot of people don't like it, but I'd be curious if you think that, like, kind of how I do, where Metroid Other M has a couple of faults for sure, but like the core gameplay, I think, has a lot of promise.
I wouldn't mind a Metroid Other M style type of game if the controls were different.
Mm-hmm.
Like if say if Metroid Other M where everything was just Wiimote and nunchuck, I wouldn't have a problem with that. But I didn't like
the D-pad.
I didn't like well, not even that, but I didn't like how when you had to go into like the aiming mode, I don't know, it just didn't feel right to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but
it was like some weird things that they did, and the story. I mean, I like the story, but it was like dramatic, and the acting. Some people really hated the voice acting. Like if they fixed those things, it was better. Like you said, Nia, I think that there's like an Other M style of third-person-y thing that they could do, and maybe they're making something. That was my whole point. Like the Metroid Prime thing, he only said Prime.
Right.
So maybe there's something else there. They could be preparing something for this NX reveal, and I do think that these rumors sound pretty legit, that maybe when they talk about the NX and they say, here it is, it's coming out at this time, here's a couple of games, including a Metroid game.
Oh, don't even stop.
I know.
Oh my god. I can't handle this.
Did the guy say where his source or what?
He didn't say who his source was. He doesn't usually tell that.
Yeah, Tillman doesn't usually say. He just like, hey, a person told whatever, you know.
And he was right about the Animal Crossing, but it ended up being Amiibo Festival, but he was right about a Animal Crossing game coming to Wii
U. True. That's true. Yeah. But the thing with the Other M, I guess, just to kind of, clarify what I mean by I didn't like Other M. I don't have a problem with the perspective and like the points of view that they use for Other M. It was just other stuff that I didn't like the controls. Like I just really had a problem with the controls. But if they could do that and have like controls that feel at least natural to me, I don't have a problem with that. And I like the other stuff like the voice acting. I didn't have a problem with that either.
Yeah, and the graphics, like for a Wii game, if you remember, was actually really cool.
That game looked really good.
Mm-hmm. And Metroid games on the Wii are actually surprisingly good-looking games.
They are.
I just feel like, and I know this kind of delves into like one of the topics we'll do later, so into it, but it's just stupid not to take a game in that universe and make it for like brand new hardware.
Right.
Make it look really odd. Like, it's exactly what everyone in gaming today, whether it's like a Nintendo fans who love Metroid, like all of us, and like you and me, Nia, or if it's other gamers about Nintendo, you can use a Metroid game on like crazy, like fresh technology to really attract people.
Oh,
yeah, it's a showcase game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what a lot of people don't realize too, is like Metroid is one of those kind of games where you can go balls to the walls with the visuals, because a lot of Metroid is the atmosphere and you know, just kind of the allure of being on like these foreign lands, and you're, you know, like this badass bounty hunter with his arm cannon, you know. So I just think they need to just do it. But I don't want to go too far into that because I know that's not really the main part of this topic. But I'm all excited. Oh my god!
Yeah, I know. I want to talk more about that. Can we just do a Metroid podcast?
Maybe if this is a thing that actually happens, like, hey, damn well do a Metroid podcast. I would be all for that.
Oh yeah, I'm in. Put me on the list.
You have my word. We can do it. Anyway,
I think they're Metroid out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm done.
So we're done with that and Metroid. So now we can go into some more NX rumors.
Wasn't enough.
This one comes from, where the hell is this from? NeoGaf, apparently. So this is about Wii U games getting ported to the NX, and I believe this initially came from what's her name? Emily Rogers on Twitter.
Yeah.
So there's 4 games possibly coming to the NX from the Wii U. Apparently 2 of them are 100% for sure, and the other 2 are kind of maybes. So the first one that's for sure is Smash Brothers getting ported over to the NX, which makes a lot of sense. That's one of their best franchises. Everyone loves Smash Brothers. And I would assume it would be like a definitive edition, which comes with all the DLC and shit. And then the new Zelda, obviously, that's got to be going to NX at this point. So the new Zelda, not Twilight Princess HD, but the current new one that we've been waiting for what, 3-4 years now. Yeah, and then the ones that are not 100% yet are Mario Maker and Splatoon. Mario Maker, it says here they have a 50% chance because apparently Nintendo is having trouble transferring the levels over to the NX. Like, so, because they don't want to lose all the levels people have created, and apparently they're having a lot of issues transferring that over. So that's a maybe. And Splatoon, it says they're giving a 50% chance. The reasons are Nintendo is struggling to transfer player data from cross-compatible Wii U players as well. So same idea, they're having trouble transferring data over. So those ones are kind of in the air, unless like they just bring the game over and you've got to start fresh again. But I don't think they want to do that.
Yeah.
Because some people have put mad time into Splatoon.
Yeah.
Right,
But
and
at the
especially
same
with
time,
Mario Maker, like the amount of time it takes to make a level in Mario Maker is crazy.
Right.
That's why I don't even do it anymore, because it takes hours to make a good level.
No, and on Splatoon, it's like Splatoon, it takes, you level up really slow.
You do.
And
you level
now
very
that
slowly in
there's, like,
Splatoon.
What's the max level? Do you guys know what the max?
Didn't they change
Is it
to
at
like
50 now?
It's 50 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. They upped it to
Okay,
50.
And there's a lot of people who, so they have put crazy amounts of time, like you guys were saying, into so
Yeah.
you can't have people start over. But I think that it's interesting that Splatoon is one of the games that's on like the not for sure list of the rumor, and I mean it is just a rumor. I guess we don't know, because I feel like that's one of the games that seems less likely to get ported. Smash and Zelda seem like the games that make sense, right?
Right.
To port to the NX.
I'm kind of amazed that Mario Kart's not on that list, considering that's like
Right. Like,
nearly
that
half
should be
the
a
install
no-brainer.
base has the game.
Yeah. And that should be fairly easy to port over because it's not really about. Well, they got a
Right, and then you could include all the DLC levels.
Coins and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's not
Well,
much
that was-
info to transfer over because there's no leveling or anything like that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not
That
much
should be
saved
easy.
data
Yeah.
that gamers have. But you're right, like Mario Kart and because some people may see it as a ripoff to do it this way, and that's my guess. But you can make those like definitive versions, right, where you get all the Mario Kart deals, you get
Right.
all the Smash.
Which is perfect because you had to pay the DLC earlier, and like who knows, maybe if you owned it on the Wii, you get some sort of discount if you get it on the NX.
Right.
Yeah.
Which
you
would-
still
which
have
would
the
only be
same
fair.
account anyway.
Yeah, it's all going to
Yeah.
be tied to your same account regardless.
Yeah. So I would think they would discount that at the very least.
But for sure,
Or
Smash
some
Brothers. I
upfront,
can't
yeah.
imagine they're not having Smash Brothers move over. Because there's like no leveling up outside of your amiibo, but
Yeah, but then the question becomes: is that, I guess, can you play with Wii U gamers, or is it just going to be like a backwards compatible thing, right? Because people talk about that, and then you get into the whole sticky scenario of if it would be a ripoff for gamers to have to rebuy an NX version, or if those people who get the free DLC are getting the better deal, and then it's not fair to the Wii U owners.
definitely the NX people would be getting the better deal.
The NX people definitely, but here's the thing though, that's how it is with pretty much any port of an older game.
Yeah.
Like, there's pros and cons. Like if you already have the game on your old console, then you keep it on your old console. But like the people who are gonna get the port are the people who really enjoy that game and they don't mind double dipping, or people who didn't have a chance to play it the first time around. Right. So it's like at the end of the day, if it caters to you, buy it. If it doesn't cater to you, then don't buy it. You know, like
it would be interesting to see if they let you play with Wii U people. I don't think that they
That's
would,
exactly
though.
what I was thinking. If the servers would be different, that's the difference when you're porting a last gen game, is if it's an online game.
Yeah, because I would imagine going forward with the NX, they're going to be using DNA for all their online stuff, and I don't think the Wii U would have access to that.
Yeah.
So probably only NX players would play with NX players.
Yeah.
Like Wii U. And then you're separating your market, and it's like your biggest online game. Which is also why it might end up just not even being true, even though it makes sense to do so. It could be something they're doing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Like Francis had made a video the other day. I didn't even realize this, but Nintendo has not released a first-party title made by themselves yet.
Yeah, I saw that. I heard that.
And I didn't even notice that because we've gotten like 3 exclusive games so far on Wii U this year, and it's like they came from other companies, though they weren't made directly from Nintendo. So they must have something planned. They got to be doing something.
I think they have a lot. It kind of plays into one of the videos I made, which I know you want to talk about, but I think that it was an interesting that even I didn't realize.
Yeah, I just didn't really even notice that. But I don't know. I think like Smash Brothers, I think they would do that. Zelda, obviously, because it hasn't even come out yet. But Mario Maker would be cool. But Mario Kart, I think, would be a better choice. And Splatoon would be a good choice as well. I guess it depends if the new controller were to have motion controls, though. But
that's what I was thinking. The controller has impact.
Yeah, with Splatoon, the controller matters quite a lot. With the other games, not so much outside of Mario Maker.
Actually, Mario Maker, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that whatever controller they have is going to have...
It probably has some sort of screen, but...
Oh, yeah, with the screen. I don't think the screen matters too much. More the gyroscopes, I think, would... Because, I mean, like, with Splatoon, for the screen, all you need to do is see your people to...
yeah, but Mario Maker without the screen... That would be terrible.
It's not. Yeah, it's not gonna work
without the screen. Yeah, that's not even the same game.
That would be awful.
It's really just Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not making anything. That's just Mario.
Unless the NX is gonna have a either a peripheral with the screen, or if the main controller is gonna have a screen.
Or I mean, it could also be something where the gamepad just works with the NX. I think that's
true.
That's true, also.
They could keep up the trend with having backwards compatible controllers.
Yeah, just the controllers. Okay, she said controllers. I'm like, I'm cool with the controls, but as far as the games in general, they have to get away from that because that's gonna hinder the NX. So I don't mind if they can somehow backwards compatible the gamepad actually for those people who would play like Mario Kart, or not Mario Kart, but Mario Maker.
I just would imagine that they would just avoid everything Wii related, and the NX would just have its own screen.
Because I mean, they're already rebranding now.
Yeah, exactly. They're rebranding as like they've changed the way their logo looks again. So it's like they want to just pretend like the whole Wii generation never even happened.
Which is fine.
So let me ask you guys this, because that actually brings up a question or a point I was thinking about too.
Yeah.
Because I definitely agree with you guys. Like the Wii branding, they're sure, but at the same time, then you see something like Miitomo, and to me, Miitomo is very much rooted in the Wii culture.
That's true.
Because you're using Miis. Like that's when I started to, and even like My Nintendo. We have our Miis that we're using with those things. So, although I definitely think that yes, they're not going to call the next a Wii anything, and they need to sort of get away from a lot of that.
Yeah.
I don't know that they're totally getting away from it when you see what Miitomo does.
Yeah, definitely. That was a question.
Well, it's more just like an avatar, though.
Yeah, it's more like avatars. I think I think that they're gonna move away from the actual Wii branding itself. And I guess just to be clear here, I don't think that everything, just my opinion, I don't think that everything from the Wii era is bad. Mii's are great. I love Mii's. I want them to stick around, and hopefully the NX
Miitomo is like
Mii's.
the evolution of your Mii. Like, it'd be cool if on the NX you could take your Miitomo character as your avatar on the NX.
And I would love to
be
able
cool.
to keep my Mii on the NX and be able to use clothes and stuff, kind of like in Miitomo, just to kind of custom, because it adds customization to your device.
Yeah, I think Miitomo and My Nintendo need to work together. I think that they should keep the Miiverse, make it way better, but keep it and make like all three of those things work together for sure. I agree.
Right, because even though like Mii's kind of started in the Wii, they're still just indicative of what Nintendo is about. Just kind of something cool, some funny and
quirky,
cute, quirky, you know,
nothing to be taken too seriously, just something for fun. Yeah.
So I think that, you know, whenever they do this rebranding where everything is Nintendo, like Mii's are just kind of be, you know, they'll find a way to mesh it together. So yeah, I don't think that they're gonna lose the way that they do things. It's aesthetically like Mii's, just because they're moving away from the Wii brand. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But.
Yeah, they could go either way. But it was something that I thought about, because like when you said that, I was like, well, that's true. I know they're going to get away from the Wii brand stuff, but Miitomo like just changed the way I kind of was looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what they do. They need to just tell us what they're going to do.
Which they would.
They only got 2 months left.
Yeah, that's true. If it doesn't happen before E3, it'll have to happen at
right.
Or I'm jumping off a cliff.
Yeah, there was a bunch of rumors that they're gonna like have some announcement about the NX at the end of April, but who knows?
Oh my god!
Kind of like follow the PlayStation route where they showed it a little earlier, but then at E3 you really find out everything.
Yeah, I do feel.
I would prefer they do it like that.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that whenever they do it, it'll be after Star. I feel like that's
after Star Fox.
Yeah, they
it
last
would.
Big Wii game or Wii U. Let that get out so people aren't already ready.
So people aren't scared to buy it.
You got it. So people want to buy Star Fox. Let that have a week of sales and then be like, okay, here's.
Yeah, that would make sense. Because the week that it comes out, there's still like another week within the month, so they could totally still do that. Because one rumor I saw was like April 28th, they would have an announcement about the NX. So that would still go in line with that. But you know, every day is a different rumor, so and they're probably all.
I'm so done with rumors.
Yes, I just want some solid answers.
Please, just tell us something.
Sweet Jesus.
I know. Oh my god.
It's really hard to find any Nintendo stuff that isn't NX rumor related right now.
It is.
It's really difficult.
And it's tough because, like, in so many ways, it's cool and it's exciting. But I think it's just it's in the weirdest place I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
That's
I've never seen so many rumors pop up at once about anything, really. Like, this is crazy.
Everybody's so eager to start a rumor.
Yeah, and like we're at the point where people are using 3D printers to make controllers. It's like, you can't.
Don't even get me started. I've been so angry at that freaking thing. It's like the worst thing to happen.
Oh my god, that's the world we live in now, where regular people have access to 3D printers and they can just do this kind of shit now.
I just can't believe it's the kind of thing that someone wants to do. It's like, I'll just fool everyone with something better to do. It's like easy.
Yeah, that when he showed the video like of how he did it, I'm like, my dude, you got a lot of time on your hands.
I was like legit impressed. Though.
Yeah, no kidding. That was awesome.
I can't even be mad at you.
But I still am.
I can't be mad, but I'm also
really intrigued at how you did this. Like oh man, that is a beast.
Too much time.
Yeah, too much time. I agree.
And there's a little more to this rumor. It's more about the NX being like x86 or ARM, which is, I don't know about you, Rob, but I've been assuming it's going to be x86, just to kind of make it easier alongside the PlayStation and Xbox.
Yeah, and I really don't know that stuff too well, but I've learned a lot since all this stuff. And the only thing I've really been able to glean is that yes, x86 sounds like it would make it easier to port multi-platform games.
Yeah.
So it seems like that's likely, but Nintendo's so unpredictable that whatever seems most likely is a lot of times the opposite of what they do.
Yeah,
so
true.
We just don't even know. It sounds like it'd be cool if they did that because it would be easier, and the third-party problem was one of the biggest problems that
that would solve a lot of issues for them.
And I really want to believe that they're going to solve those. I do believe that they will.
I think they will, simply because of their new management and how business-focused Kimishima is versus old management. I think it's a different ballgame, and they're going to try a lot harder to get these guys on board this time.
I hope so.
Because I honestly don't believe they even tried to get these guys on board last gen. Or this gen, I guess.
Yeah. I kind of wonder if they just dipped their toes in.
Yeah.
It's kind of what happened last generation.
Because you see they went like power PCs, like 360's power PC, so you guys can, if it's on 360, you should be able to bring it to the Wii U, which is true. But it's just like, they didn't really make as many third-party exclusive titles as I thought they would try. Because multiplats is whatever. Most people are still going to get multiplats on PC, Xbox, or Sony because that's just what they're used to. But like, exclusive third-party games I thought is where Nintendo could excel at. And they just didn't do as much as I had hoped.
Yeah, they did a couple.
Like really Bayonetta, Hyrule Warriors, Wonderful 101. They got these kind of games. They're awesome. It's just like, when you see games like this, it's like, why don't you guys do this more often?
Right. You did a good job.
I feel like that's expensive, and I'm willing to bet that, and this is probably like a sad truth, is that a lot of third-party developers are probably less and less interested.
Yeah,
I know that's true. As long as Nintendo's willing to take some of the cost out of that for them, I don't think it'd be as big of an issue. Because like Hyrule Warriors is the best-selling Warriors game of all time.
Oh yeah.
So that was a massive success for them.
Wii U games.
Hmm.
It's one of the best-selling Wii U games. Like
well, third-party wise, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was like really crazy successful. But that's kind of how Nintendo can rope in third parties is like, well, we can let you play with our famous franchises.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, they have to use the franchise. It's the same thing with like Bayonetta. They put in the Mario costumes and stuff. Mm-hmm. Some way to tie it in so people are a little more interested in it.
Yeah.
I want to see a Bayonetta 3 for the next thing.
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
that would be great,
I don't think they're going to let that franchise go.
No, I think that'll for sure happen.
Yeah, especially since she's in Smash Brothers. She's not going anywhere.
like they missed their chance. Whoever wanted it, they missed their chance.
It's crazy because both Platinum went to Sony and Microsoft first, and they both turned it down.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny though? It's kind of a good thing that it happened like that because now Bayonetta is probably
way more popular now because of Smash Brothers. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good. It worked out.
That's what's so like crazy that they can do stuff like that. If you work with Nintendo, you can possibly get your character to Smash, and then you got like millions of people that know your character now that may not have known them before.
Mm-hmm. And her character is so influential that they're trying to get her banned in Spain. And
right.
Yeah, that was funny. Man. They're like, she's too badass, so we want her gone. That's their excuse. I was like, wow, that's funny.
That's pretty crazy.
Funny.
That's pretty hilarious. I was like, what? She's a badass, so you want her gone? Don't you want badasses? Like, no, she's so cheap in Smash, though, but I understand the pain, because she is literally she's so freaking cheap. Like,
she's very strong.
She's fucking cheap.
Just tell them to get good.
I noticed pretty much. Some people thought that Bayonetta wasn't as good as a character, but I thought from the get-go she was, like, really easy to kick ass with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was easy to get used to.
Mm-hmm.
And her moves are like really strong. I guess people just maybe that person didn't like her time shifting thing or the witch time. It's really weird. Yeah.
It could have been, but now most people see.
She OP as fuck. Like.
They should nerf her though.
Like the who?
They should nerf her.
Yeah,
she's too OP.
Yeah, she's too OP. Straight up.
Well, while they're on the topic of Wii U games going to NX, is there any other ones that you think would be a good choice to go over to the NX?
For me, because I like the game so much, I want to see some Xenoblade and Hyrule Warriors for me because I like Hyrule Warriors. But that's it.
Hyrule Warriors would be hot. Like,
what are you talking about? You already got the definitive one on the 3DS.
Nah, fuck that shit. Oh, by the way, speaking of Hyrule Wars, they're bringing another character to the list of characters. Like, what's her name, Marin or Marion or something?
From
yeah. Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
yeah, she's from the farm called? Oh my god.
Lon Lon Ranch.
Lon Lon
Ranch, you got it. Yep,
I
was like, yep, she's coming to both the definitive 3DS edition and the Wii U not so definitive.
They need to just bring it to the NX with all of the characters.
Like just bring them all over
on my TV.
Oh my god,
like,
Dave here in the chat saying I'm gonna start a rumor that F-Zero Federation Force FX is coming to NX. Get out of here.
The Metroid F-Zero crossover. We've all
no. But yeah, I think Xenoblade would be a good choice as well. It's like the one of only 2 JRPGs once that new one comes out. That's pretty crazy. And Xenoblade is life.
Pretty much. I think that would work. I think a lot of the side scrollers could be done, like Donkey Kong and Yoshi could be done at like pretty cheap prices, that'd be
as long as they were like, I guess, budget titles or something. Because I don't think people would pay $60 again.
No.
I mean, we already said Mario Kart. Mario Kart makes a hell of a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense.
With Mario
Wonderful
Kart,
101 would be interesting, I guess.
Yes, please do Wonderful 101.
I hope we get Wonderful 102.
Yeah.
Yep, should be.
Yeah. But I know at the same time, when this rumor actually came out, like, people are like, we really don't want this to be true. We want them to work on new games. And at the same time, I can also kind of see that argument. Like, I would rather Nintendo just work completely new games for the NX. But I guess for the sake of trying to hold on to these games that were really good on the Wii U, people are like, just put them on the NX,
Right.
Yeah. It would be great if they actually, worked on Splatoon 2.
But like at the same time, like
that's what I was gonna say.
Doesn't take nearly as long.
I think sequels make more sense than ports. Like Pikmin 4 is gonna happen. I think Mario Kart 9 is a new Xenoblade. So like it's cool to talk about. Yeah, exactly. So I feel like sequels almost make more sense. Hyrule Warriors 2 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess the reasoning is like there's only so many people that actually play those games because like barely a lot of the fan base didn't buy the Wii U.
Yeah,
that's true. That's very true.
So if the NX is successful and they do port like not all but a good portion of those games over,
I think it's just more a way of them to fill gaps than anything. While they make the sequel.
True, that's very true. Like, because I really do want more people to get their hands on these. Even though the Wii U was not successful and it was kind of underwhelming, it had like some of the best games of the generation, in my opinion.
For sure.
Yeah. I would love to see a Captain Toad too. I forgot all about that.
Yes,
that was cute as heck. I would love to see another
Captain Toad was fun. I was surprised they didn't do any DLC for that game.
I know.
Right.
I feel like there's I feel like there's a good multiplayer opportunity with Captain Toad that they could really tap into.
Yeah,
like some sort of co-op mode.
Yep.
Oh yeah, like a whole campaign that's like single player, and then a whole campaign that's all levels designed for 2 people.
Yep,
it'd be perfect.
It would be.
That would be pretty good. I would totally be into that. I actually like Captain Toad a lot.
And Captain Toad's a really hilarious character. Like I wish they would do more with him.
Captain Toad too.
Oh, I hope so. But you can keep that rainbow curse though. No, thank you.
Like, you're gonna make I like
rainbow curse.
Oh really? I didn't like it at all.
I just want a different Kirby game.
I couldn't stand it. It's the only Wii U game that I bought and I beat in one day and got rid of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God they sold it for a budget price. I don't think it's like phenomenal, and it's definitely like Kuuppon. I agree with you. I'd rather get like an actual like kick-ass sequel.
Yeah.
Like what the 3DS robot one is. That looks.
One looks fun.
God. Yeah, that should have the freaking system.
That one looks amazing.
But I still like Rainbow Curse. It was fun. It was only $40. Like I enjoyed it. My girlfriend.
It was good for what it was worth, but it wasn't the best.
No, it wasn't the best, but it was fun.
Kirby's better than that. That's all.
I don't know. I think I would have enjoyed it more if you didn't have to draw on the gamepad.
Yeah, like the whole drawing thing took away from the whole beauty of that game.
It takes you out of the experience, at least for me, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if it started as a.
I think it started as a handheld game. Yeah,
as
probably handheld.
a sequel to Canvas Curse.
Well, it was
that's where it was supposed to go. Yeah, because
handheld.
Canvas Curse was on the DS.
Yep. So it should have just stayed there, and then we
3DS
could have got Robo freaking.
3DS gets 2 badass Kirby games.
I know they got Triple Deluxe and they get Planet Robo.
Freaking Planet Robo, and both of those, and freaking Triple Deluxe was awesome. Like, oh my god, it was a good game.
That's a weird name though.
Got Robobot,
is that what it's called?
Robobot is gonna be dope, yo.
Planet Robo.
Planet Robo.
But Kirby and the little mech, oh my
god. Yeah, it was awesome.
It's so freaking cute, but so badass.
They got new amiibos coming out just for it too.
Yep. There's no robot mech though for the amiibo. That's weird.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, why couldn't you have them in the little robot?
I would love to have the little robot amiibo.
Still happen.
Maybe.
They need to hurry up. I don't know.
I like the new amiibo with Kirby on the star. I'll probably just get that one.
Yeah, that's adorable.
They're alluding to something in Mario Kart 9. He's coming to Mario Kart 9.
Yeah.
Or I should say Nintendo Kart 1.
Yeah, NX version is going to be Nintendo Kart. It's not even going to be Mario Kart anymore.
Yeah, it really legit should be that.
That's the next evolution because they've done everything with Mario Kart.
They're done. Like, yeah, you got Link and freaking
they're already
Villager
testing the water with
they were like, great reception. We got this.
Yeah, Nintendo Kart would be amazing.
I don't know. I'm still a Mario Kart purist. I feel like it should stay in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Get out of here.
We've already left the Mushroom Kingdom.
Did it bother you when they put Link in the game and like level?
As long as it's DLC, I don't mind. But I don't want an actual out the gate Nintendo Kart. It's too jarring for me. Okay, changes is too drastic.
It's coming to the dark side.
Okay.
Come to the dark side. We're not having it.
That's one thing that I definitely think they should look into because I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, and I think it's less. I think doing that is less about the characters you can race as and more about the courses you can go.
Right, you open up so many different courses.
You can race in Metroid universe, you can race in Kirby universe, and freaking Zelda universe, and all that stuff. It'd be awesome. Animal Crossing stuff, which they already did. That's what would be really cool.
Yeah. And those are some of the best levels, like Hyrule, Animal Crossing, the F-Zero levels.
Oh, the F-Zero levels.
Yeah.
F-Zero levels are crazy.
Those are bad.
Oh my god, they would be so
I don't know, Nia. You're some sort of Mario Kart purist. I don't think you should enjoy those ones.
You can't play those levels.
Mario Kart.
I like those levels, though. Leave me alone.
But you want to keep it in the Mushroom Kingdom. It still is in the Mushroom Kingdom. This freaking Nintendo Land.
Oh, just pause.
We are so
off
target.
Yeah.
It's all good.
So we'll just go. We'll go to the next one. Let me figure out what that was. I guess it's one of your videos, Rob. Just let me find that title again. Oh yeah.
I make too many videos.
Did Nintendo change course because of the Wii U? So if you could just give maybe a small synopsis of your video, and then we can kind of just go from there.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, this was like last week. The purpose of the video was if Nintendo, what I titled it was, did Nintendo course correct because of the Wii U's quote-unquote failure? And the whole idea was the Wii U, I really love the machine. It's not perfect. Nintendo's made a lot of mistakes. I still think it really ass, and I think a lot of people really like it. Most of us here obviously really like it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't do very well. It's not successful. You can definitely say failure is what the system is. And so we have this scenario where the Wii U seems like it's going to be probably going away very soon, this year or next year. We're all talking about and waiting for the NX and all these rumors. And when you look at some of the things that a lot of people, I think, wanted to have happen on the Wii U and a lot of games that we thought we might see, like real Animal Crossing games and a Metroid and a Galaxy 3 and maybe a couple of new IPs, we didn't get these things. The system seems to have a super short life. The NX is coming soon. And so what I was getting at in that video is if maybe pretty early on when Nintendo and a lot of like the industry realized that the Wii U wasn't going to be very successful, did Nintendo have a lot of plans in place? And then they all of a sudden were like, oh, holy crap, this is not good. We got to fix this thing really quickly here. So we're going to take a huge majority of maybe some of these games and projects they were planning to put on the Wii U, and they changed what they were going to do with them. They're moving them to this next project, this next thing, the NX, whatever it turns into, so that a lot of the stuff that we feel we should have had on the Wii U, and as much as I love it, there's definitely a lot of crap we should have had that we didn't have.
Right.
And maybe they took a lot of these things we thought we should get, and they're, course correcting, quote unquote, and moving a lot of their projects and their focus into this new console and a new branding of the company sooner than they would have otherwise wanted, because the Wii U was less successful than they probably thought it was going to be.
Right.
Hey man, fuck the Wii U, man.
Oh my god, you can't be in here. It's a podcast.
How dare you?
Oh, I know.
I came out of nowhere.
We're in
There's a ninja in here.
What up?
Okay, now get out.
Special guest Shokio.
I can't make a guest appearance.
Apparently, well, you're here now.
Whatever. Just
Well,
do it.
if you want like a perfect example of what Rob's talking about, I think Retro Studios would be that example, because we haven't heard a word about them since the Wii U had started. I think what he's saying about them course correcting, I think Retro probably had something in store, and then after the Wii U was gonna didn't take off so much, maybe they had been told by Nintendo to kind of work on the next hardware instead.
For sure. Yeah,
Because we were supposed to hear about their thing.
Yeah, there was some game we were supposed to hear about, and then just before we were supposed to hear about it, it was just radio silence, and we haven't heard anything from them since.
Yeah, for 3 years in a row, it's like...
E3 2015 confirmed that everything was moved to NX.
Yeah, the last one is pretty much Star Fox.
Yeah.
I just want to know what it is. Like, what the heck are you? But I don't know. I guess there is a good chance that everything is being moved to the NX, because remember, during 2014, so great. We were so happy. Good games like Bayonetta and Smash and Mario Kart.
2014 was a good year. Yeah.
It was a good year, and then all of a sudden it just
Nothing.
it just just dropped. Everything just dropped. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, because I think once you have Mario Kart and Smash in the same year and your console still doesn't move, nothing's going to move it.
Yeah.
And I think they realize that. It is smart for them to move it to the next console, because it's why bother investing in this thing? Nobody's buying it.
It'd be a waste of a great game. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of the point of my video, and I agree too, Alex, with that idea that it really just... It seems like they were expecting 2014 to be a bigger hit than it was, sales-wise. Every game reviewed like crazy, and all of us here played most of those games. We freaking love them. They're all badass. Bayonetta's great. Hyrule Warriors great. Smash is great. All that stuff. But it didn't really make an impact or a dent in the sales, which I was shocked it didn't, but it didn't. So I feel like, and just like you were saying, Shokio, which, what's up, man? I've never talked to you before. But you were saying, they pretty much, I think in that year between E3 2014 and E3 2015, that's probably when the course correction happened. If in fact it happened, I think that's when it did. So they had to, they probably had, so building off of Francis' video, like you were talking about too, Alex, where he talked about, there's been first-party games, but they haven't been made by Nintendo's actual teams. That's probably what happened. Oh, we're working on an Animal Crossing for the Wii U, but the Wii U sucks. So let's get our C team to make an Amiibo Animal Crossing game, and the A team keeps. Man,
that game was made by interns.
I think C team is being generous. Let's try Z team.
Yeah, team.
Team Z.
That game was made by somebody who was on a tour of their studio.
Oh my god.
They got a bunch of kids they're on a field trip, and they got the kids.
But yeah, definitely, I think the actual Animal Crossing team is working on something, and then they just kind of threw this out for now kind of thing. Which kind of sucks for Wii U owners. It's you bought this console and you get your Animal Crossing game, but it's definitely not the one you wanted.
I'm not even mad though. I'm not. I'd rather those games be moved over.
Yeah, definitely.
To hardware that would do the games more justice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think even less about that, even though the games are obviously going to be better because the hardware will be better, but it's also going to be a fresh start, I think, for Nintendo and for other people to get on board with Nintendo. So hopefully the audience becomes, and so more people have an opportunity to play them too. So you get better versions because the hardware is better, and maybe more people get to play them because the NX hopefully is really awesome, and everyone, even non-Nintendo fans, want to buy it.
Right.
And they're oh, I got a Metroid and an Animal Crossing and all these games to play.
Because at this point, the PlayStation and Xbox have been out for so long, this is the only new thing to get.
Yeah.
And nobody's really looking at the Wii U at this point because it's on its way out. But the NX, with the amount of hype and shit behind it, I think a lot of people are gonna definitely have their eye on it at least. And with these other games, we already know Nintendo's been working on their online infrastructure more with DNA, so I think that's gonna help us in the long run. Like, instead of getting games that are like so limited online, instead they're pushing it to NX, which will hopefully give us a better online experience, which I think is just better. Like, that's the best scenario.
You can actually join like games of Mario Kart, like
yeah, like
it'll be nice to do.
It would be nice to do that. Just make things easier.
Join game in progress. That's sorcery.
What witchcraft is this? A friend invite.
Yeah, so it would be good overall, even though it does suck. Like, for
it sucks for people who have this console, but like at least it's not that many people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true.
It's not that many people that'd be angry.
Yeah, I think most people at this point who have a Wii U are just happy that stuff will come to the NX, hopefully.
Yeah. Because, I mean, like, the people who do have a Wii U are pretty much, like, the diehard people, so they're going to do whatever or go wherever the games are going from this point, you know, like, there might be some disgruntled fans, like, some of us are kind of like, I really wish the Wii U had more of this and that, but at the end of the day, if the NX is going to have what the Wii U didn't have and it looks appealing, then I mean, we're gonna gravitate to it.
Niggas who rock with the Wii U can rock with anything.
Exactly.
So,
like,
they're gonna rock with
anyone who survived through the Wii U can easily handle the NX.
It was hard knocks for the Wii U. So.
It only goes up from here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like it's a good learning experience for them to go through the Wii U, because like I honestly think they were just like really cocky coming into the Wii U, and now they paid for it.
Yeah, and that was like a huge purpose of my video too, was that what's probably going to happen, even though I love the Wii U, I think that all of the mistakes that they made with it and some of the bad things that did happen with it will only hopefully make a better Nintendo going forward.
Yeah, because a humble Nintendo is better than an arrogant Nintendo.
Yeah, and that's the same for any company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like Sony went through the same problem.
Sony
like
had to go through it.
Sony went through it with the PS3.
Mid-generation, though, is the thing.
That's true.
Sony had the balls to say $599 US on stage. I think people were.
That was crazy.
That was funny. They were so confident too.
But that's true. They did turn it around at the end. Yeah.
They did, and I love the PlayStation 3 to death. It was actually my favorite console last generation, but it took like 4 years to get there.
Right.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is like they took all those lessons, and then with the PS4 they didn't make any of those mistakes again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was not repeated whatsoever.
Yeah. Which I'm hoping is what happens with Nintendo. Yeah.
You got it. That'd be really cool. I think it'll happen. Like Nintendo,
I think so too.
Like, they're boneheaded and they're dumb and they drive us crazy, but they're also really, really smart. They're really smart. And I think that they're going to make the smarter decisions now because they've had 4 years of some not so smart.
Because they changed the logo.
Right.
And the logo's now red.
It's red again, not gray.
That logo is very telling.
Yeah, they're like, okay, we're red again.
We're done with these Wii guys.
Yeah, when I heard that, I was like, they're like, we're done. Sorry, we're back. Like, finally,
like, sorry about that couple years there. But...
Yeah, we were a little cocky. We get it. We understand. We're humble now.
That's funny.
Nintendo.
Yeah, so I guess I'll even ask, like,
kids.
Do you guys have theories of what games, like, maybe were going to be on the Wii U but didn't, and that might actually show up on the NX because of that? Like, because of the whole Switch?
Retro's game, possibly Pikmin 4.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually one game, the only game I could still see, like, being a Wii U title.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that Paper Mario is coming to the Wii U.
It's like 50-50 between the two systems.
You mean Pikmin 4?
Yeah.
Pikmin 4, yeah.
I think Pikmin 4 is coming to NX.
I think we would have heard about it by now if it was coming to Wii U.
I would think it's NX, but at the same time, like, it is Miyamoto's game, and Miyamoto kind of, you know.
That's what he wants.
Yeah, he's Miyamoto.
Too.
He does weird things that don't make sense.
Well, he'd probably want to put it on his console because the NX he didn't really help develop that one, so maybe he'd rather do it on his own console.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And it seems like Pikmin 4 even could exist in the weird world where it might also get a dual release.
Right.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Possible. It's not.
That
It's
could
not
be
as
pretty on the NX.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
And
still
Pikmin
think
3 is still one of the
3
best looking games.
Yeah.
It
I
is.
totally
Everything outside of the ground texture sometimes looks amazing in that game.
Yep.
Pikmin 3 was great. Very good.
Oh yeah, that was the game you bought your Wii U for, right?
That is the game I bought my Wii U for.
Came out in August next year.
Yeah.
So I guess
but to
we
be
can,
fair,
yeah.
Pikmin 3 did start out as a Wii, so for it to be
Oh
that
yeah, it
good
did.
looking, that's pretty good.
Yeah, see, and that is the exact kind of thing that I was thinking about when I talked about course-correcting game Nintendo.
Yeah.
And even Star Fox. Like, Star Fox and Pikmin both started as Wii projects way back in the day, and they fell apart or they took too long, and at some point Nintendo knew, well, we're already working on the next thing. We're going to get another couple years out of the Wii, so we'll take these two games and we'll move them to the next. And so I think they're just doing that with a lot more games.
A lot more this time.
They should honestly feel like they should do that again with Star Fox.
You think they should take Star Fox?
I would agree. I'm just too excited for it now.
I mean, of course, it's unrealistic to say, you know, like that should happen right now.
I mean, yeah, it's like coming out of my.
If that was
it comes out in a week.
Company, yeah, like I had the power to do that, like I would. But that's just me. But yeah, I think Pikmin 4 possibly. Retro's game for sure.
Yeah, whatever
next level Wii U
next level
game.
for sure. Yeah,
their game.
I forgot they were making a game.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're doing something. You know, maybe they have a team, and this might stir up a bunch of shit and sound controversial, but we know they're working on Metroid Prime Federation Force.
Right.
What if they also have a team working on the console Metroid for NX? That hopefully wouldn't be what that.
Rob, we had this discussion earlier. Calm down, chill.
I know it's part of the course correcting is a Metroid game.
Hold on. What's Federation Force?
Excuse me, what?
What's this game y'all talking about? I have no idea what this game is.
I don't have a clue either.
Okay, I'm confused.
Don't get me excited
Confused,
for
confuzzled.
Because if I don't see one,
Confuzzled.
I'm gonna be very sad.
I also think new IPs. I bet they had more than just Splatoon planned. That was a big one. That was like the fact that they finally broke the plane with the new IP for a while. I'm willing to bet they have more than one plan.
There's a good chance that Retro is actually making something new.
Yeah. It's probably not a Metroid.
I think there's a better chance it's a new game than it is a Metroid game. People are like so willing to buy into Metroid Prime 4 is happening. Retro's the one making it. And it's possible, and I would probably freaking poop myself to death with happiness if it happened. I think there's a better chance that it's a new game, which would actually be really cool.
I'd be down for either or.
Yeah,
I'd like to see what they could do on their own.
That would be so.
Yeah, I want
cool.
to Prime 4 for them, but at the same time, yeah, I would like to see what they could come up with on their own, like nothing pre-existing.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool. Or maybe do like a Kid Icarus thing where they take like an old IP
and just reinvent it.
Speaking of which, we need a console Kid Icarus.
We need one on console, a real kid. Yeah.
Sakurai is not gonna do it though.
Of course not.
Of course not. Oh, you guys like that? Too bad. That is his life philosophy. Like,
yeah, like, oh, they want this. Guess what? We're not doing it.
Exactly.
Like, why would I want to do what the you know consumers
so
and
Sakurai
fans
rules.
want?
Sakurai is so funny, yo. Oh my god.
So you like those M&Ms? Here's some Skittles. Like, wait, what? You want the chocolate?
No, you're not getting chocolate though. You're gonna get these.
But yeah, definitely. I think you're right on.
You're gonna like it.
I think you're definitely on point, Rob, with the course correcting thing. That's definitely seems like something that they've been doing.
Yeah, it was just, random epiphany, and I had a lot of thoughts to share, as I usually do, so I made that video. And it was really popular. A lot of people kind of went off in different... I really just... I think and I want to believe, because I believe in Nintendo even when they do mess up. I want to believe they will make good decisions because they made a lot of mistakes with the Wii U. As much as I love it, they made a lot of mistakes. So hopefully they can fix them.
Make Nintendo great again.
Yeah. Hashtag make Nintendo great again. And I still think they're great. Like, I'm not really all that jaded on Nintendo. Like, to me, like, a lot of companies make...
They'll always have their charm and so.
Yeah, like they're just so good at that stuff. So, but they definitely have to fix some shit. No doubt about it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Which would lead us to your other video. Can the NX possibly live up to the hype gamers have for it?
Is there that much hype though?
I think it is.
There's a lot of hype and a lot of expectations.
I would classify it more as anticipation rather than hype because we still don't know much.
True.
Definitely true, but what's happening right now, and we kind of touched on it earlier too, is like the unprecedented level of rumors and theories and speculations, and every single day it's like there's a new, like, someone has a source, and this source says this, and everyone's source says completely different thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like it just doesn't make any sense. And I mean, you know, we're all probably old enough to have gone through a lot of console changes. And as much as we've seen hype and theories before, to me, it's never felt like it has with that.
Like, yeah, because I remember, like, back when this is still Project Cafe, like, people were excited and they were, like, on it, but it was never, like you said, Rob, to the degree where people are faking, like, controllers.
Yeah, no one's faked a controller. Twice. Look at it twice this
Twice.
time. It's insane.
And everybody and their mama has a sword.
There's like a lot of Nintendo fans are just really feverish about hearing about the NX. It's just like so many people just weren't having it with the Wii U, and they're just like they're ready for the next thing.
I think that's what it is, because a lot of people are disappointed with Wii U, and like I love it to death, but understandably so. But it just doesn't seem right that it's so different, and there's so many rumors, and it's about the architecture here, it's about the ports here, it's about the third parties there, and this and that, and I mean, a huge amount of it, I said this in my video too, a huge amount of it could be true. Like, maybe most of it's true. And I think it's going to be a great machine regardless. But people are just so into turning it into some specific thing in their head that I just think that it might be dangerous for people to, like, go to when we finally get the reveal of it. I just worry that some people might have already built the machine in their head, and there's no way anyone is going to get from Nintendo. And
nobody's gonna get the ideal machine that they want.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be great, but I don't know. No one's gonna get what they want. That's my.
I think to a lot of people, as long as it maybe gets half of what they think it's gonna be, and it's not just another Wii U, I think most people would be okay.
Yeah.
That being said, though, I'd say maybe like 30% of like the rumors and reports that come out about a system before it comes out do end up to be true. You know, there's always going to be truth in some rumors.
Right.
And so taking that into consideration, the fact that if you notice, a lot of these rumors don't say anything about anything really gimmicky. Or stuff like that. All these rumors are like what you were saying earlier, very game focused and port focused and architecture focused. So that could be an indicator of, Nintendo's focus themselves, their new mindset.
But at the same time, it could be just a wish list of what people want. And they're just
some of it feels that way.
And saying it as a rumor.
It feels like that, but then you gotta remember, like, Kimishima is a very different leader.
That's true.
He is not he doesn't imagine things. He's not the kind of guy like Miyamoto. He's a business guy. He's gonna be like, Sony's doing this. Sony made a normal console. Sony has all the third parties. We need to do what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
It could be like a weird controller or gimmick or whatever, but
I think there will be. I think there's going to be something.
It could not be the focus right now, which is why it actually hasn't really leaked or talked about yet.
Yeah, I think the controller will have a screen on it.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with the controller with the screen or some kind of interesting controller as long as it's not the focus. That's my
right.
thing.
Yeah. It's supposed to complement the system, not
as long as it doesn't cost too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, price will be a big one too.
And they gotta find if they are doing a big controller like with the screen again, they gotta find a way to like make it physically smaller because the gamepad like turns so many people off.
Yeah. Something else that I mentioned is I love the quirky stuff, and I think the gamepad's awesome, but it definitely was the kind of controller, and like you guys say with like the focus of it, it definitely made people like kind of afraid or wary to even just pick it up or try the system.
Yeah.
Right.
So
it was intimidating.
Yeah, you got to include it in a way that's like welcoming and not intimidating or alienating.
Yeah, like the Wiimote, you just saw it and you're like, okay, I get it.
It's a stick.
Yeah.
Stick and a little nunchuck, and you're like, oh, okay, I can do that.
Oh, I move my hand and my character does things. It like immediately clicks in your mind. But with the Wii U, you look at this thing, it's like, okay, it's a tablet, but it doesn't do tablet stuff.
So let me ask you guys, like the purpose of the video. Do you guys think, when you look at all the rumors and speculation and theory and all this, like when they finally show it to us, do you think most people will feel like the general gaming consensus? Will they feel happy with it, or will people be disappointed?
I think it'll be a happy medium.
I think it'll be a happy medium as well.
Yeah.
You can go on Kuuppon.
I think folks will be like like they're not gonna be, for the majority of them, for me at least, I think it'll be a happy, meet some of my expectations, but not all, of course, because you can't shoot for the moon, considering companies like these. But I think it'll be decent. It won't be horrible or anything. I mean, Nintendo obviously is going back to brass roots, so that's good. And the majority of everyone in the community, or whatnot, they seem to be overexcited because of all the rumors, and so you could speculate till whatever. But once everything is actually put in place and in your face, they can make an actual idea of if this is what they want or not. And for me, I don't know. I think once all the rumors are squashed and everything, once we actually see what it is, that's when everybody will come down from the clouds and they'll be like, okay, this is pretty cool, and they'll either jump on board, or there'll be those who just aren't excited, and that just is what it is. You'll have a split between one or the other.
Yeah, true. And like I'm one of those kind of people that I think that even if make toast and clean your carpet or whatever, like as long as it has some
I better be able to do that now.
Right, like I needed to straight up clean my house.
Like everyone obviously has a wish list with this thing, but I think most people know it's not gonna do everything that they want. I think they just want to believe that Nintendo is going to at least push forward as far as technology and features and stuff like that they just didn't want to do with the Wii U for whatever reason.
People just want a console that is functional.
They just want a console where it's easy to play with your friends, easy to talk with your friends, and you don't have to worry about droughts.
You don't have to use other devices to make up for the lack of something on
nobody wants to go on Skype to talk with their friends while playing on their console. It's just like, why? Like, just things like that don't make sense. And it's just small things like that which really irritate people when it comes to the Wii U. And it's just like, I don't think they're gonna make that mistake twice. I honestly think the NX will be similar to the Xbox and PlayStation, but it'll have that Nintendo feel, like the touchscreen controller, but it'll at least do the things that a console should do in 2016, right?
Yeah.
But it'll still have that Nintendo feel to it.
Yeah, and that is like that perfect happy medium a lot of us want. And a lot of what you're saying too, really builds off of some other things that I was pointing out. And in a lot of ways, that some of the crazy fervor with the rumors is kind of the fans' fault and the community's fault and all this stuff. And I'm even part of that because I've made videos talking about the end of the past too.
Right, it's almost impossible not to.
But I also think that, and I said this in my video, I think that Nintendo gets some of the blame too because they've taken so freaking long to just show us what this is.
Yeah,
so
that's the biggest problem because it's been over a year now.
Yeah,
at this point that we've heard about the NX.
They probably told us about it too soon. I feel like that's what it is they brought it up too soon.
To kind of counteract the mobile stuff.
Yeah. I mean, when they said that, no one's dropped it since. And I appreciate why they did that. And it was good to know, okay, you're still going to be a gaming company. That's great. But it's created this monster.
It totally backfired on them though.
That just shows how dire the situation. But
it also shows that people care.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that it just shows that people are still interested in Nintendo, and I think it is because Sony or Microsoft, as much as I like them and I enjoy their machines as well, they couldn't pray to have this kind of attention off of a rumor of one of them. It would never be to this level. It would never be it. Even with the play, Sony can say, "Oh, we are going to reveal a console next year," and people would be like, "Oh, that's cool. I can't wait to hear about it." The end. No one would be doing what people are doing about the Nintendo.
Right.
So it's kind of a good thing.
Probably because they know what to expect.
True.
The PlayStation system. But as it were Nintendo, it could either be amazing, the opposite of amazing. Whatever that word is.
Yeah, and Francis mentioned something in his video too. It was a really good video, but he said something that I kind of have a counterpoint to, where he talked about, it's okay to be excited for a system and to have hype. Hype is a good thing, which I do agree with. And he started making comparisons to the Nintendo 64, and we were all hyped for the Nintendo 64. We were hyped for the Dreamcast and all these things,
right?
Which is totally true. But there's a fundamental difference with the NX, is the point that I want to make, because again, we had already known what the Nintendo 64 was for a very long time, and the Dreamcast, they weren't mysterious. The NX is a freaking mystery and has been for over a year. And that's why I think people and all these people posting on NeoGAF and these forums, and I've got a source, and it's ARX5M.
Everyone's got a source.
My uncle's daddy's baby mama, something or other. Those what the hell? Like really?
Yeah, and it's coming from, and that's where it does fall on Nintendo. As much as I love them, this is their fault for not finding a good time to let us know they're making something and then tell us what that thing is.
Yeah, but then from their end, like as long as people are talking about the NX, they don't care.
Yeah.
Like it's always on Twitter and shit. Like everyone's always talking about the NX, and that's only a good thing as far as they're concerned, I would assume.
So let me ask y'all this then. Is all publicity good publicity? Or do you think there could be a downside?
It will eventually come to a point where there's so many goddamn rumors where this it won't even do half or even a quarter of the things the rumors say it will do.
I'm already worried that's the case though.
Yeah, I think it's already like that though.
Yeah, we may, and maybe we won't, but I feel like
I find like a lot of the rumors are just like in a circle now. Like this week it's about it being x86, next week it's about it being PowerPC or ARM, and then the week after it's back to being x86 again. It's like they're just recycling rumors at this point.
Yeah. Well, and then we get rumors like we talked about earlier, like there's some games that are 100% confirmed. Like people use the term, oh, this game is 100% confirmed to be ported, but it's a rumor. So 100% is a rumor? Like, how does, that's weird.
Like, what?
Yeah, so that stuff keeps happening, and it's interesting, and it's exciting, and, like, I'm into it, but at the same time, people are they're just creating this, like, phantom box, and I just worry that it's going to be something that, kind of like you were saying, Nia, it could backfire. It could be the wrong kind of... But it's maybe. It's all just a maybe.
I don't know. Like they only got 2 months left of this. Maybe they'll show something earlier. Hopefully.
The only rumor I take for granted 100%, I fully believe, is Zelda being on the NX. And
definitely.
Like that's like set in stone in my mind.
I definitely agree that's coming.
Yeah,
what do you guys think about the rumor? This one I actually probably the console handheld hybrid rumor.
I think that's true.
Yeah. It could be true.
It's true in some kind of capacity. Because
they did merge their handheld and home console building together to at least make the games come out faster. Like it just kind of makes sense. But I don't know, maybe it plugs into the home console. I don't think you have to own both, though.
Yeah.
So you don't think that if it was true that they would come like in the same box?
No, I think it would be a separate device. Because the 3DS still has at least another year or two in it because of the new 3DS. So, like, I think it would be, like, home console this year, maybe handheld portion next year.
I don't even think it's coming out at the same time.
Yeah, I think it would be a staggered release.
Yeah.
Because anyone who bought a new 3DS gets screwed over.
Yeah, true.
Well, but if Nintendo, and I agree, but then they have to be really tricky marketing. Like, oh, the 3DS is still a focus, but, buy this one also. Do a thing, and it'll be good for this other thing when we release the second half next year, and that becomes part of their marketing challenge.
I just feel like if you have the home console and the handheld together, it's gonna be too expensive.
Yeah.
In one box.
Yeah.
Well,
because then we're talking about like $500-$600, and I'm pretty sure earlier they had said they're trying to keep the NX cost lower than Wii U's cost.
Yeah, that's going to be tricky. I don't know, but I do agree that it's probably one of the more rumors, and that's one of the oldest rumors too. So
that was like the first rumor, but that's come up several times though.
Yeah, and that's the kind of quirky idea too that Nintendo I think would do to try to change the game, but would also hopefully not hinder like the system and make it so focused on like what a lot of people call like a gimmick. So that it changes the focus of what the gaming is. It's kind of like that could be like a happy marriage of the two ideas. Potentially.
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of a hybrid, but then at the same time, think about if that could even work, I don't know.
I guess it would be similar to like the PS4 and Vita, how you can kind of stream your PS4 games to the Vita, but it'd probably work better because it'd be native.
Yeah.
Well, but on top of that, the whole purpose of the handheld is to be like a separate device you could take with you.
Yeah, exactly. You can take it around with you and then have your save games and whatever. But I can't imagine you'd actually plug the games into it. It'd kind of have to be some sort of streaming thing, I would think.
or like to the cloud. I mean, that's and those are the things when you think about them working with DNA and doing mobile stuff. Maybe that's what the purpose of that was.
Wasn't that a part of one of their patents too? Some type of cloud service or something?
Yeah, that's what they do. They work on they do cloud servers and whatnot. They didn't make Miitomo. Nintendo made Miitomo.
Yeah.
DNA is doing other stuff for them.
So DNA didn't have anything to do with Miitomo at all?
No, Nintendo made Miitomo.
Wow. That's
Yeah, DNA is I'm pretty sure they're working on their online network, doing other stuff behind the scenes, which is what they should do. They don't need to make games.
Stay off the gaming market.
Yeah, I feel like the infrastructure that's becoming that's going to become the backbone of all of Nintendo. That's going to probably work with their console stuff, their handheld stuff, their cell phone app stuff, and they were supposed to be doing something that was usable on the PC as well. I don't really know what that's going to be, but that was
being able to log into your account.
Yeah, I think that's for the My Nintendo and stuff like that.
My Nintendo. Yeah, it could just be My Nintendo. But I think that's what DNA is doing, right? Is they're just building that infrastructure.
Yeah, because that's where they excel.
Yeah. Just kind of making sure that all of the the account stuff, the integrated accounts and stuff like that. Stuff. Like how now, your Nintendo ID is an actual thing. It's not tethered to any one device or anything.
Yeah.
And that's a huge deal. Not a lot of people talk about it for some reason, but that's a huge step forward for them. That's something they've been lacking for a long time.
Oh my god, no more having to keep rebuying virtual console games every time.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
That is awesome.
Don't need to buy Super Mario World for the 10th time now. But I guess that would be it for that. And then we have our last topic, which is should be a fun one here. Should Nintendo ditch their family-friendly persona?
No.
That's a big question.
No.
I say no, they don't need to ditch it. They need to expand upon it.
Yeah.
If they say family-friendly, they need to mean friendly. So that means something for the kids, for the teenagers, and something for the parents whenever the kids are asleep and they want to just play their game.
Yep. They can go across the whole board. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be just kids and exclude everyone else.
Right.
I never understood that concept.
Right. Because kind of what they do now with family friendly, they mean a family sitting in a house, sitting on the couch together, being able to enjoy that experience together. They need to have not only that, but they need to have something that the teenagers and the adults that they can enjoy too. By themselves whenever the kiddos are off to sleep or whatever,
Yeah.
They need to encompass everybody in the family. Because,
they've notoriously shied away from the older gamers and the more mature ideas and themes in games, right?
Yeah.
And I think that I'm totally with you guys. They just need to keep the core foundation of what their image is, but they can add that more mature audience into it pretty easily, I think.
It kind of reminds me what they did. I don't want to what they did when the Wii first came in, and they were had old people in their commercials and stuff playing games, and they had young kids, and they had teenagers, and then they had adults playing. That was perfect. Do that, but
they showed everyone.
They had everyone playing games, and that's what it was all about.
It was a very different messaging when it came to Wii U. All the commercials were with kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's another reason why the original Wii was so successful, because they showed a whole spectrum of people.
Yeah. They didn't leave out.
They told your grandma that it was cool to buy a video game.
Exactly.
And grandma bought a freaking video.
And she bought it.
Yeah, and she bought it.
And then in the Wii U era, you're just it's just kids splashing in your face. It's well, I'm not a kid.
They showed you that you need to dance around in cubes.
Yeah, and
tablet that's not explained.
Are you a kid and all sorts of other stuff, and it's no, we're not squids, we're not kids. Some of us are adults, some are children. I mean, well, whatever.
I am a squid.
Well, you be that.
The obvious comparison is Disney, because Disney is family friendly, but they do cater to everyone. Everyone loves Disney. It doesn't matter how old you are, you can find something to like about Disney, and Nintendo has that same ability. It's just for some reason they don't really show it as often as they could.
Yeah, well, they shied away from it or something.
I think that the purpose of that question, or when people talk about Nintendo being not kid friendly, what most gamers are probably talking about is be like Microsoft and Sony. Like make be really gritty.
That's the thing that would completely make them lose who they are.
Yeah, like Nintendo has always been fun, and I don't want them to lose that. They don't have to be dark and gritty. They can have colors. God knows, I'm tired of seeing brown and dark drab colors.
But at the same time, like they need more.
Can still have some.
They need more games like Bayonetta. They need more games like Xenoblade, which offer a different experience for their older audience, which is there. Which their older audience is the one that bought the Wii U.
They don't need to stop anything. They just need to add.
Yeah, they just need to add on to what they're already doing.
Yeah,
and that's why the real answer to this question is to basically start having good third-party games on their console. That's what that is.
Exclusive third-party
games like Destiny and Grand Theft Auto and these things, they need to be available with Nintendo.
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah, they definitely.
That's what they want. A long time ago, I had a question from like one of the followers on my channel who asked me if Nintendo could ever make a mature game, like a first-party game made by Nintendo that was mature and like what it could be, and could they do it well? And I never really like thought of an idea of what game they could make, but I definitely think that Nintendo could maybe develop a team that could work on stuff that is more geared towards like teens and mature audience.
Right.
And get some Western devs to do it if they need to.
Yeah, exactly. It would probably have to be like what Retro is. Actually, Retro would be a good team to do
Retro would be a perfect choice.
I actually Retro making like a boss like horror game or like a gritty like like sci-fi game or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, did you guys play?
Games kind of scared me a little bit. It's like,
did you guys play Fatal Frame 5? Did anyone play that?
No.
No.
I just played that demo.
The demo, yeah. It's a really good game. I like it a lot because I'm a horror game fan. But that game, like the way the Fatal Frame game happens, and of course that's exclusive to Nintendo. They own that license right now. Like that's the kind of horror game that is mature, but not something that I think Nintendo couldn't make. Right. It doesn't have like outright nudity. It's like no swearing.
Right.
And it's not like it's like a bloody game. It's just like these ghost corpse things that's like a very clever game that uses the gamepad in a cool way. That's the kind of mature game I think Nintendo could make in the future if they wanted to go that route. Yeah. So I feel like that's an avenue that they could look.
Yeah.
Yeah, what they really need to do is they need to start hitting up like some of these small develop and like especially in the West too, because we're the biggest market. So sorry,
but, sorry, sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, if this generation showed anything, it's that they can't really rely on Japan to buy their home console anymore.
Yeah,
true. Yeah,
like they need to be like hitting up people like Renegade Kid and Way Forward and like giving them funds to make games for them. Hey, can you make a Star Tropics for us?
And
I would like to see
obviously Shinin
as well.
Definitely, they know what they're doing.
Shinin is great. That would be a great studio to have outsource to make a game for them. So I mean,
the only problem is it takes so long to finally get the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they probably needed a couple more people on their team.
Yeah, their team's pretty small.
Well, I mean, that's the beauty of outsourcing. You pay them to make a game for you. That might mean some extra money to get some more hands on the project, So I mean, it's just up to Nintendo to reach out to people, have them help. I mean, Nintendo, they're pretty much the only people who work on their consoles, and they could use the extra help.
Yeah.
Reach out to these people and then get them to make stuff for you.
One more thing I want to add to that, though, is that I think that's just a good temporary fix, reaching out to third parties, another devs again to make games for you, because at the end of the day, you're going to need to make those games yourself.
Yeah.
Because you can't always rely on your third-party relations, because anything can happen.
Yeah.
Shit always happens, and then sometimes you just can't afford to give them the money they may be requesting, and you got to make deals and all that. So it's just better to just have all that stuff in-house.
So maybe
that's true.
Studios or create studios.
Create studios.
Create spaces, yeah. That would be good too. I mean, either way, they need to get more hands because a lot of people forget that that's because Nintendo is a part of the big three. People forget that even though Nintendo is a part of the big three, they're still fairly small in regards to their development team sizes.
Yeah, they're not. They don't have that many employees.
I think freaking Ubisoft has more studios.
Yeah, Ubisoft has way more.
Naughty Dog alone is like bigger than all Nintendo studios.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
That's an exaggeration.
Yeah.
It's not actually true.
Ubisoft for sure does.
Ubisoft for sure.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of studios.
But that also works against Ubisoft because, like, remember with Unity, they had like 1,000 people working on it to the point where nobody knew what each other was doing, and it turned out to be garbage.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, they could definitely find a way to get some more exclusive devs to work for them to make games, and then they could be self-sufficient. They wouldn't really have to rely on anyone else.
Yeah, that's really that should be their main target, is being more self-sufficient. So hopefully that Miitomo money.
Miitomo and Amiibo and everything else. But yeah, that's kind of all the topics we had. I don't really see any. Do you have any questions in your chats? I don't see any in mine.
Nah,
I don't have any questions.
Nope.
Man, no questions.
No questions.
Let me just double check.
Yeah, most of everything that was asked, we already answered it anyway.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of it. But yeah, it's getting late, so let's just go ahead and end this here. But yeah, thanks for coming by, Rob and Shokio.
Just randomly crashing
our secret guest, Shokio,
our
given by
secret
us.
guest. Yeah,
that was really well done because I finished making a point. New voice popped up. I was like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah, completely out of nowhere, but yeah, we had a lot of good stuff to talk about, a lot of good topics. Hope you guys all in the chat enjoyed it today. We, as usual, will be back next week. Every Wednesday, we do our Team Red Talks Nintendo. Hopefully, there's more than just NX rumors for next week. But we'll have, I think we'll have Star Fox almost at that point, so we can at least talk about some Star Fox.
Yeah.
And Rob, maybe if you're free, can jump in again.
Yeah, definitely. I would love to come back.
Because I know you're going to want to talk about Star Fox for sure.
Absolutely.
And Shokio, of course, you're always welcome back.
Oh, yeah, I'll probably crash in next weekend.
Of course.
But yeah, that's kind of it. Why don't you guys do your outros and we'll jump out of here.
What is up, everybody? It's your girl, Nia, the video game her. So much for coming out to another episode of Team Red Talks Nintendo. I know we had a couple of people who were requesting that we put the show on SoundCloud. Hopefully we can do that.
We're trying to get that going right now. We're
our
Salt King is very slow.
But yeah, so if you guys have any questions for the next cast, be sure to let us in either me, Kuuppon, or Alex's comments to this video, and we'll try to address them on the next show. So thank you guys for watching. Give this a like and a share if you liked it, and thanks.
Yeah, everything that Nia just said, and I'm Kuuppon, your gaming demon, and I'm out.
I guess I'll do an outro because I'm the
go.
Yeah, it was awesome being on again. Rob, I have a channel. I know these guys, and we haven't been able to podcast in a chat in a super damn long time, so I was glad that I could finally get on for you guys. I sped home from work just to do this.
This is true.
Totally, I haven't even eaten dinner yet.
Oh, jeez.
Either way, it was worth it. It was a kick-ass podcast. Thanks for having me on, guys, and hopefully I get to do it soon, maybe and chat with Nintendo. So.
Nice. Thanks for coming out.
Show. No show.
See here.
Man, I just want to eat some tacos.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
There you go. He just wants to eat tacos, y'all. That's his outro.
Alright, I guess we'll end it there. Definitely check out Rob's channel, Rule of Two Review, and of course check out Shokio. Are you still making videos, Shokio, or are you kind of slowed down now?
Nah.
Okay.
I'm kind of on break again.
Oh, okay. Well, he's on hiatus, so whatever. We'll still be here. We'll be back on, what's our next thing? Sunday will be the Reboot cast, and of course Monday we got our Mario Kart stuff going. But yeah, that's kind of it. We'll see you guys next week, and that's it. Bye.
Deuces.